pleasure to be here with you again this week. My name is Patrick Noon, and I'm the owner of Advantage Business Solutions Enterprises. We're a management consulting firm and specialized tax incentives advisory service. After having been in business for 35 years with manufacturing and consulting businesses around the world, I began and started Advantage Business Solutions. We're also affiliated with GMG Savings. GMG Savings is the largest specialized tax incentive advisory firm in the United States. They've been in business for about 23 years, and over the 23 years they've sold and found $37 billion in tax savings for companies around the United States. And we are affiliated with them now, and they provide us with all sorts of support, engineering, CPAs, and tax advisors as well. So when you work with Advantage Business Solutions, you're working with really GMG Savings as far as their support goes. GMG Savings also has developed the proprietary software solution that we use in order to determine the types of incentives that a company can qualify for. We work with all types of businesses: manufacturing, service companies, automobile dealerships, hotels, nursing homes, and we have a lot of assisted living facilities that we work with. And we also are able to take that information and turn that into a tremendous tax savings, particularly for the assisted living facilities. Using our proprietary software solution that I mentioned earlier, we're able to identify a myriad of tax incentives for companies, and our average client on average has saved $240,000 when we go through our process with them. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the incentives that we work with right now. Again, I'll pass this, take one and pass it around. There are 6 major tax incentives that we work with, and I want to talk a little bit about cost segregation. Cost segregation really takes a look at not only the building, which most organizations finance over the depreciate over 39 years, but cost segregation is a process that looks at the components within the building. As you may know, lighting, landscaping, wiring, electrical service, etc., can be depreciated over 5, 7, or 15 years. And when we do that, we found that for a building that cost of $1 million, there's an additional $150,000 in tax savings. It comes when we do our cost segregation incentive. So that's also very important for commercial property owners and commercial business owners. Work Opportunity Tax Credit. Workers' Opportunity Tax Credit, known as WOTC, also is a tax credit that takes a look at a special group of individuals. So if we as a business hires, for instance, an individual that has been incarcerated and or a felon, the business gets credit for that. If we hire a veteran coming out of the service, the business will get a credit for that, for hiring that individual. It's a way to bring people back into the workforce. Those individuals that have been on welfare and come back into the workforce, they can qualify for a WOTC credit as well. We've all heard of COVID ERC and the disaster ERC. Came out during the COVID, and this is a incentive that's been very valuable in a lot of cases and has been abused over the last several years. So that really is a credit to the business owners who have lost their business and or in a disaster and or had to close their business during COVID. And then finally, there's also a property tax incentive that is available, and we find a lot of businesses, by taking a look at and doing an assessment of their property, we can get reduction in the property taxes. And finally, the R&D credit. When I talk to clients about the R&D credit, they say, well, I don't do any R&D. Well, what we found that any business that really has a payroll of $1 million, if we go in there and take a look at specific activities individuals do, there's about a $25,000 tax credit within that. Even if, give an example of a restaurant, we have in a restaurant, let's say a large restaurant that has 4 or 5 chains, there's always someone in the restaurant business, in the organization, that is designing new restaurant items, menu items, okay? Taking a look at the decor, redoing decor. That's all research and development, because we're trying to develop and improve our business. And that's what this whole R&D process incentives is all about. Now, one of the things I like to mention to you now and talk about is our process. How do we do this with our clients? It's very simple, and what we offer is a free. Pass those around, please. Thank you. What we offer is a free tax incentive assessment program that I'll go into in a minute with our clients. So we can sit down with our clients in about 10 minutes, going through our proprietary software program and give them an example of how the system works. Let's take a look at the example I provided, and this is a upscale restaurant. So what we've done is we programmed the type of industry, a restaurant, number of employees 25, number of employees hired annually to get in turnover 12.
Wow, that's a lot, isn't it?
Well, that's actually what it was. There's a lot of turnover in restaurants.
Okay.
And in other words, that's 12 coming, 12 going over the course of a year. The annual payroll here was $375,000. All right, plug that in. Did you negatively impacted by COVID? Yes. Okay. How many commercial properties you own? Just the one. And we go down and just say, okay, what type of a business is it? In this particular case, it was a high-end restaurant, only one location. And when did you property was purchased in 2001 at $1.5 million. Okay. Have any other restaurants in any other states? No. So just in a 10-minute, and I say 10 minutes because the individuals go out and they have to pull this information together and bring somebody else in, maybe their accountant or whatever. But in this particular case, our client had to qualify for about $664,000 in credits. Wow. Now, so that's the first step of our process. Now, that certainly would interest any restaurant owner or business owner. When we've done that, we put together then into another program a process that we call our incentive management system. And we provide the client then, once he gives us the okay to move forward, we give him a program called the incentive management system. He then begins to put in a more detailed accounting of what's going on in his restaurant relative to cost and number of employees and salaries and so on and so forth, to come up with the actual. The first 660 was an estimate. He comes up with the actual numbers then and moves forward. This then, if he goes with us and signs up, then we turn around and say, okay, we're going to give you the tax management system, the TMS, and he pays a minimal fee a month to use this. This tax management system works like QuickBooks. Those of you that are familiar with QuickBooks, as the day progresses, as the week progresses, you're entering your information in here. Well, the restaurant does the same thing with our tax management system. Now, on an ongoing basis, this is updating. So at the end of the year, they run a promotion. They run a couple of forms out there, give it to their CPA, and all of the information they need for next year's tax incentives is there automatically through our tax management system. So, make a long story short, our focus and our primary reason for being in business is to save our customers taxes, reduce their tax liability, and improve their cash flow. Thank you so much.
Perfect. That looks like we got some questions. So shoot, Adam.
So basically, their savings are realized when they file their taxes.
That's right. Now, in the example I gave you about cost segregation, we can go back 3 years on that as well.
I see.
So we had a client just recently that got a tax bill from his CPA. Hey, you're going to owe $15,000. So he came to us. We went through that, and we found $10,000 this year in credits. So guess what? He owes $5,000 now.
Right.
That's how that works. In cost segregation, you get that money right away as soon as you pay your taxes. That's found money. So that's how that works. The others, the WOTC, ERC, those come when you file your taxes over the course of the year. But now I can go back 3 years with that individual, and he will be getting a check from Uncle for previous years.
Wow, that's great.
Tax, yes.
And Cousin Ira. What was that question?
How long have you been around?
How long have you guys been in business?
We've been in business since 2004. GMG Savings has been in business since 2000. They're 23 years in business. My affiliated partner. Yeah.
And obviously, if you guys have any more questions, you know where to reach Patrick. I'm sure he has his phone number on one of these handouts.
Yes,
as well.
Phone number, address, and website.
Looks like it. Oh, I see it right there. Fantastic. And thanks so much for joining us today, Patrick Noon.
Thank you, Paul. It's been a pleasure.
Give him a round of applause.